So this is not stuff I bought because I cannot afford MAC products. Let's have a real moment. Yours truly cannot afford MAC products. So the lip color is Patient Lip Lacquer in Vinyl Underground. Chris, how are you? Yeah, so this is the color. And MAC is looking to work with streamers. They had a giant booth at TwitchCon that stayed busy. That booth stayed fucking busy all of TwitchCon. All right, now we're closing the mirror. I'm gonna do a little dust of this bronzer and call it done. Sue, thank you for your resub. How are you? Yeah, they were at TwitchCon and their booth stayed fucking busy. And for those who were around, I streamed from their booth. I played Division 2. They were very kind to get, oh, this is like new. I haven't opened it, or this plastic is, I'm just doing a little bit of this just to cover my face. And of course I close the mirror, so. This is just me adding a little color. It's overall bronzer. Don't want to get in my eyes because I'm wearing contacts. So yeah. I just want to make sure I get the off my eye.
Toss a pie to your Twitter. Oh, viewers of plenty. Oh, viewers of plenty. Oh.
That is DJ Knight, and every time a Twitch Prime happens, we will get that song, which I love. Thank you, Aaron, for subbing. So yeah. So last step is the shellac. I guess it works. I locked it. Good job, me. Oh, good. I didn't spray Genki. So if you have Amazon Prime, you can use Twitch Prime to sub for free. So I'll just show you what I did. You want to be fancy as Aaron. You both have sub badges now. You're a little bit more fancy because you have a VIP badge. I have to see if I have any left. Holy shit, Dre. This is basically to shellac my face so it doesn't so the makeup lasts until I take it off. So yeah. You have a face. Hi T, thank you for this read. How are you? Welcome. So, also back. I have water. Actually, no, I have coffee. I will get water in a hot second. Hello. Hi T. How are you? How was The Sims? That's a good reminder. So actually, before we're really on front page, I'm going to throw you a 1-minute ad break while I get some water and a straw. Because while this is great lipstick, it will come off if I drink something. So, what do you think? Tell me what you think of the makeup, and if you want to do more makeup streams and talk makeup. Hydrate Bot is MIA. It is gone somewhere. I don't know where it went. Hydrate Bot has said F and U. Thank you, Jinx. Hydrate Bot has ran away. It said, fuck all y'all. Well, I just want to be sure because it's not something I do often. And we can talk about makeup and learn about it because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. All right. Hang out for a second. I'm just going to get some water because thank you, Sham, for the reminder. Can someone do a mod do exclamation hydrate? And it will remind you. And then I'm also going to run a 1-minute ad break because, hey, money. Or actually, it's a minute and a half. So enjoy this ad break, or don't enjoy it as a sub. You may not see it, but it helps me keep getting money. All right, enjoy this ad break. I will BRB. We could, yeah. All right, I'm back. I don't know if you're still seeing the ads, but we're back. And it looks like we are getting some more folks. So yeah, so this is what you get for me doing a makeup stream. I love that you're using the simp emote stuff, which means you've given enough bits to use it. So yeah. So what do you think? And also key light on or key light off? I mean, it's just basic makeup. This is a lot. Normally I would not do a bunch of makeup, but again, we've talked about that, and there's reasons I felt like doing makeup because people are rude and they're terrible. And also, as a reminder, if you can, depending on our numbers, I can see the numbers. Yeah, that's the one I have. I have that one, and I have the one that I used. That's more of a purple. Well, yes, but so for numbers, no matter what our numbers wind up being, let's not come in. So I'm like, oh my God, did you see how many viewers you have? Because it's not necessary. One, I'm looking at the stream, I can see it. And two, some people really just don't like that because it'll be like, oh, you have X, you have Y. And the last time we did it, we had a stupidly high number. And it was like, okay, cool. Thanks for the host, John. So yeah, if people want to tweet out that front page time is starting. If they keep it up, then yeah, I mean, sometimes when people are new, they get super excited, and sometimes they're just super excited that the streamer is getting all these views, but it can be a little bit, not off, I don't want to say off-putting. Yeah, so I do have the one Steven was talking about. If you have a link for it, feel free to throw it in the chat. And Dre and Mads, thank you so much for all the bits. Nice, Mandy. But yeah, so as soon as we start seeing an increase, we can start talking more about Black History Month. But in the meantime, for those of you that use makeup, what are some brands you like? What are some other things that you like? Thanks, Anna. Brands that you absolutely would not recommend to anyone. Because I was watching Twitter today. Oh, thanks, Shem. And there was something about a black hair product that people were all like, hey, let's not. One second, I need to DM this person, like, hey, I'm actually doing a thing. Pat McGrath does makeup? So yeah, people could share and give a note that we should be doing front page. any minute now because it is 11. It is 9 a.m. where you are. Well, where Sham is. Oh no. Oh, I am? Okay, thanks. So yeah, let's see what happens. ColourPop. Okay, I've never used ColourPop. I've heard of them. But see, I am likely a person pre-Mac and pre-Fenty. I would take my ass to Target and get e.l.f. and other stuff and just be fine because I don't... Like, on the one hand, I'm very grateful that Mac and other folks do that. And, but it's also super expensive for me. Yay, front page. All right, welcome to Black History Month, y'all. So for those of you that are popping in, my name's Tanya, Cypher here. And again, if folks in the chat could share a tweet that we're live and actually on front page, that'd be amazing. It'd be great. But we are actually gonna be a little serious today and talk about Black History Month. Do we need Black History Month? The history of it. If anyone in the chat wants to use exclamation BHM, it has a link to the Wikipedia page about Black History Month. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to be a little serious. So it actually does too, because I put a space in there. But yeah, so Black History Month, there's always a lot of conversation about it. Hey, Ebonix, how are you? Thank you for the host, lovely. And if notifications get to be too much, we can always either turn them off or turn off the sound, at least, if it gets to be too much. Hey, can I get some love in the chat for Ebonix? She is lovely and does The Sims and does everything else. Because I wasn't sure what to stream. I tried playing Mafia yesterday. Hey, Jermaine, happy Black History Month to you too. And Mafia wasn't working for me. The calibration was off. Because normally, I shouldn't say normally, the last time I had Black History Month front page, I played Mafia 3. I found the blackest game I could find. So, hi everyone coming from the front page. Come in, chill, be nice. But I wanted to talk about Black History Month because a lot of people get very angry that it exists. And they always pull the, why do we have Black History Month? Why is this important? Hey, Denise. And they just get very upset at the mere fact of it existing. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Hey, Amber, thank you for the bits. And we do have a stream host threshold and a bit threshold. Oh, they are, Graham. They're absolutely the worst people. But, you know, for those of you that saw the tweet from Twitch, which is a lot of T's to say in one go, blah. The people responding to it, there was the usual, when is White History Month? When is, you know, how dare you have this thing and don't include me? And it's just like, do we not get to have this day either? Hey Donna, how are you? Sham, thank you for your resub. Amber, thank you for the host. You know, and Ocadrian, when he was on front page Sunday to kick off Black History Month, thank you for the bits, Tunisia. And so if I missed stuff in the chat, I will come back to it. People were, you know, because Ocadrian was talking about black characters in video games, because someone replied to him about Apex Legends, like, oh, there's 3 characters in Apex Legends, and it's like, and I forget where Adrian found it, but he pulled up a stat of there have been 65,000 games released, period, like ever so far. And out of that, there's only a few hundred, if that, black game characters. Because this person said it with their whole chest, but you got Apex Legends. Oh my god, thank you, Denicia. Thank you so much. And so he talked about this, and you know, the person who replied to him didn't bring up Nilin from Remember This or Remember Me. Oh, thank you, High T. Thank you so much. At the rate y'all going, we may hit 600 sub points. Who knows? Thank you. Said it like they were really telling. Well, we haven't even got to black devs yet, but like they said this with their whole entire digital chest. Thank you. How are you, Jeff? And like they didn't include Lincoln Clay. They didn't include Nilin. What's the guy from Gears of War? With such vim. Oh my God, such vim. Hey Jay, thank you for your resub. So yeah, if the notifications get to be too much, we can turn them off. Just let me know. But I actually pulled up the Wikipedia article on Black History Month because we all know Black History Month exists, and I was in school at a point where people also called it African American History Month, which I personally have an issue with because I've always looked at someone -American means you came from that country and were naturalized. I can maybe sort of trace ancestry back to maybe some parts of Africa, but I'm not African American in the sense of I didn't come here from Africa. I can just turn off notifications too. Like I can hide it, or we can make it silent. Because it's gonna pop up. It probably has to catch up from earlier. So we can also just turn it off too if it gets to be too much. Silent. Okay, let me do that. Let me pull that up in another tab so I can still see the stream. Hey Marauder. Alright, soon as Streamlabs loads. Alright, so follows and subs I'm going to make silent for now. So hopefully that works. So I'm making follows and subs silent. Bits we'll leave on. And then we'll get back to the conversation because I was trying to make a point. Thank you for the host. All right, hopefully that means they will now be silent. So sorry about that. Trying to make that silent. Okay, back to what we were talking about because I don't want to get off track and lose my thought. So what I didn't know is that apparently in 1926, it was called Negro History Week. So if you look at the Wikipedia article that was linked in the Black History Command, yeah, Ronald, how are you? It was called Negro History Week, and I'm looking this way so I can read off this page. Carter G. Woodson, which, fun fact, one of the libraries in my city is named after Carter G. Woodson, talked about it, and it was only a week in 1926, and it was also in February. And then it wasn't Black History Month in the US officially until 1970. So here's the other thing, and Ebonic Sims can appreciate this and our other UK friends. In 1987, it became celebrated in the UK. And in Canada, it wasn't Black History Month until 1995, and not in Ireland until 2010. So it took till 2010 for everyone to finally get it, and it's not in every area. So there are people real confused in the UK because in the UK it's not Black History Month in February, it's LGBT History Month. So I think we actually reversed them. So I think October here is LGBT History Month, and in the UK it's Black History Month. So we're just all messed up. Yeah. It's very confusing because every time I start talking about Black History Month, people who follow me that are in the UK will always go, no, it's LGBT History Month. And I'm like, you're in the UK. Like Mother's Day and Father's Day are different days. And so I wanted to talk about it because I thought I turned off sound. I maybe have to turn it off in stream elements. Hold on. I may have to turn it off in stream elements. I wonder if that's it. Let me go to just chatting and change it. Hey B, how are you? All right, so as we're talking about it, because there's also the controversial take by Morgan Freeman that we don't need, that we don't actually need Black History Month, and I wanted to talk about that. Okay, we've been on, we have talked about many things. I'm also trying to see where I need to turn off the audio. Because if we get a lot of follows or subs or tips or whatever, it's gonna get old real quick. And I'm not finding, so it looks like it didn't show up at all. Hey, I know, right? Like, we'll celebrate twice. But yeah, so I'm sure people remember when, see, and it also includes Stacey Dash. I give zero fucks about what Stacey Dash thinks about anything. She doesn't get a vote. We've ditched her from the Black contingent. But I guess Morgan Freeman and Stacey Dash have criticized the concept of Black History Month. Yay, Star Wheeler. And the other part of Morgan Freeman's argument against it is that Black history is American history, but no one brings that part up. With that said, oh, thanks. With that said, we still are not teaching people Black history as American history. That is a great idea in theory. However, I am not that far. I'm kind of far out of high school. We're not talking about that. Next year is a landmark year of how long I've been out of high school. But even then, and I don't know, people who have kids now or have cousins or nieces or nephews, I'm not sure they're getting taught Black history as American history. You know, people probably know, everyone knows about Dr. King, they know about Rosa Parks, they know about Emmett Till, because those are, you know, overarching iconic things that we cannot avoid talking about when we talk about American history. But, oh, well, exactly. I doubt it too, but I've not been in school for a very long time, so I can't authoritatively talk about what's taught now. Hey, Tiffany. Yes, 3 more days. I arrive actually on Wednesday. So while that statement is great, it's not accurate because, I mean, look at what Texas tries to do with literally changing history textbooks and act like slavery wasn't slavery. They want to act like, oh, it was indentured servitude. People just worked really hard for free. And I'm like, no, you owned people. We need to acknowledge the fact that you own folks. Okay, so now we're just not seeing alerts. Okay, it's just slow. I don't know why on XSplit it's showing, oh, it's behind, that's why. I thought I turned follows off. I thought I turned the sound off. Yep, the sound's supposed to be off. It's not working. I don't know where to change it. I'm sorry, if it gets to be too much, we'll just turn alerts off. Right, but that's your mom teaching you. It's not necessarily the overarching where it is, but remember there was actually a case about people wanting to change things. Hey Zento, thank you for the host. Right, and you know, but there was actually a case and it was in the news about how Texas wanted to literally change the history books because a lot of these educational places are based out of Texas that make the books that kids are educated on. Hey, Blushing Crafter. Hey, Belrug. Hey, Melanated. And it's like, you know, every February, we always had to do the Dr. Martin Luther King thing of someone stands on stage and recites, I Have a Dream. And every year on celebrating his birthday, we deal with, oh, but hey, buenos dias, Insider. How are you? Well, that, or, you know, and now they want to bring up Obama. They want to do other stuff. And it's like they forget or don't want to acknowledge, frankly, that Dr. King was assassinated. It was a hit by the government. That he was someone who was about agitation. He wasn't about violence, but he was also like, liberal white people are the worst things ever. And people they just gloss over that part of letter of a Birmingham jail. And I'm like, this Fantasyland version of Dr. King that you trot out every February and on his birthday did not exist. This is a sanitized version of what you think Dr. King was. We'll never know because he got murdered. Let's just be real. We call it what it is. He was murdered. It was a hit by the government. And if the stream goes down because of that, we know the NSA is listening. So, you know, we also don't live in an equal society. We don't live in a meritocracy as much as people want to tell that lie. As much as people want to act like the US is this great country and everybody can just make it and, you know, hold you up by your bootstraps, etc. Oh, I know. And so I'm going to say this once. When I'm talking about these things, I kind of need the white people in the chat to not chime in too much because A, it's Black History Month, B, it's my stream, C, it's front page. And 46 years of living in this country as a Black woman, I know what I'm talking about. So this is also the part where people can get educated, but let's not. Well, not forever. There's times to be in conversation. There's times to not. Yeah. So, you know, when people keep coming up with, do we even need Black History Month? Because on the way to Rivals yesterday, the guy was listening to whatever news station, and I know this is a repeat of last night, but we were talking about it a lot last night, when I was trying to do some troubleshooting streams, wound up just chatting. It was clearly a couple older Black men that were talking. They talked about how old they live, how old they are, like they're in their early 50s, and all the things that they'd seen. It's like, but you're really far removed from people sitting in a classroom now. Hey, Ruth, thank you for your resub. Like, just as I'm 30 years removed from high school, I don't know what kids are being taught, or young adults, because when you're in high school, you are a young adult. So I can't authoritatively sit there and go, people are being taught the things that I didn't know. And actually, let me turn down the music because it seems really loud. Okay, because this is supposed to be the chill channel, and it's really not that chill. You know, I think it's weird. Yeah, I turned it down. Maybe it's just that song because it's supposed to be the chill channel. And I was like, shit. We're looking at the people that, you know, are 20, 30, maybe even 40 years out of grade school and high school. So I can't sit here as an adult and say that kids are being educated, young adults are being educated on the things that are wrote to us and that are always trotted out for this holiday and for this month. Because how many different kids are sitting in a classroom right now learning I had a dream? And that's all they're going to find out about Dr. King. All they're going to learn about Rosa Parks is she told some white lady no because she was tired and wanted to sit where she wasn't supposed to sit. And there are now people saying that someone else did it before, and she's not really this great trailblazer. Well, history is already there. We can't undo history. So this is why I want to talk about these things, because there's so many people that want to sanitize Black history or not teach it. Like, what's the movie about the 4 Black women and NASA? Hidden crap, I can't remember the full name. Hidden Figures, thank you. Yes, Hidden Figures. So I shouldn't have had to learn about any of those women from a movie in my 40s. I never heard about them when I was taking science or history. So if we actually lived in a meritocracy, if we could have a society where everyone is treated equally, no, we wouldn't need Black History Month. We wouldn't need Women's History Month. We wouldn't need all these extra months to have these conversations, to have this acknowledgement. We wouldn't have needed affirmative action. I'm sorry, y'all. I am not sure where I turn off the fucking noise or the sound. I thought I turned it off. And maybe I just didn't save it. Thanks, Buddha. This is an hour's worth of makeup and me fumbling my way through it. Hey, Graham, thank you for your resub. How are you? So yeah, this is where I kind of follow it. Hey, Honey and Dice, how are you? So yeah, those are things that are on my mind today while we have front page and have a lot of people's attention. It's hard because, like, again, when we even talk about Black history, you know, as we get older and people's kids and grandkids, like people our age or my age that are in 30s, 40s, and having kids now, when they are in school learning about Black history, they'll be taught about the Obamas. They'll be taught about all these people that did stuff. Like, I didn't know about Dwayne McDuffie. I didn't know about, oh God, what's his name? Video games. I'm losing my train of thought because I know exactly what I'm trying to talk about. Was one of the first programmers helped make games happen. And I'm totally blanking on his name. You live in the same city as Women in Hidden Figures NASA. We never learned that story. See, and that's what I mean. So when people are going on and on about how dare you not talk about Black history, or why do you have this Black History Month and treat it like segregation? It's like, it's not segregation. It's us having a small sliver of acknowledgement for the things that we do. So Diana, fun story. Someone replied to you on your share of the stream complaining that I blocked them. Who are they? I don't even know who they are. Like, complaining that I've blocked you doesn't do anything. You may have done something. You probably were sarcastic to me. I will unblock them so they can quit whining. Jerry Lawson, thank you. All right, I don't know why they're blocked, but they're unblocked now so they can stop complaining. Thank you. Yeah, that'd be great. Because Jerry's daughter is really awesome, and she's doing a lot more stuff in the game industry. I got to meet her and talk to her a few times. A couple times I've been to GDC, and she's really amazing. I'm just having word fail and memory fail today, apparently. So forgive me that if I can't remember something. So yeah, his daughter, Karen Lawson, is amazing. But a lot of people don't know who he is. I didn't know who he was till 1 year during Black History Month. Someone brought up Jerry Lawson on Twitter. They either tweeted at I Need Diverse Games, tweeted at me, or they were just talking about him and how people don't know his history. And it's shameful that we've got all these Black folks in games and everything else that don't know basics of who made these games happen. Sorry. I've been talking a lot, so apparently I automatically need a lot of water. Yes, hydrate. Someone, a mod, give exclamation hydrate. It's supposed to be on a timer, but I haven't seen it in a while. No, he's not really mentioned. So this is where the discussion about Black History Month and do we need it comes in, because how many of us discover someone we didn't know existed until Black History Month? How many of us don't know our history, and not in a general this changed the world sense, but in people who made things, in people who invented things? There's always something I'm learning every single year during Black History Month. And if that was the case, if there was not still more to learn about people that existed, then why do we then argue about Black History Month? There's so many people achieving every year that should be acknowledged. So I do want to kind of open up to the Black folks in the chat and your thoughts on it, because yes, this is a conversation. It is a one-sided conversation for now, up until now. So the Black folks in the chat, I would like to know your thoughts, and I'll read out what I say. And also featured chat, I did not open it. Brian, can you do me a huge favor? Brian Urban Bohemian, if you're in the chat, can you do me a huge favor and keep an eye on featured chat for me? Hey Alphonse, how are you? How is your day going? Because I feel we still need it. I feel that until we get to a point where we can actually and actually let me make sure feature chat is actually showing, is actually there. It is marked and in the same place. So if we get any good points made, we can use feature chat. I'm also trying to figure out how to use the chat. I would like to know that. That is a question I would love answered, Herb. And when you say there, I'm assuming that you are not thank you, Ben. And this is why I keep you around, also because you're amazing. Sorry, I was starting to talk and then I saw what Ben put. Because systemic racism, it took until 1970, the 19th century, for us to have an actual holiday. Previously, there was only Negro History Week. And again, I will throw this link in the chat, not the whole Black History Month command. So for now, I'm gonna actually turn off alert box just so we can have a little peace, because while I'm very grateful for follows and subs and everything else, it's a little distracting because I'm also Magpie and I'm like shiny thing and noise. Because systemic racism, there are still states that do not acknowledge Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday as a holiday, or it's there but people don't get the day off. A lot of the things that we talk about and why is this a thing, why is this like this, it's always going to come back to the systemic racism that this country is founded on. A lot of the places that we get to enjoy, a lot of the places that we do, the White House itself was built by slave labor, and people don't want to acknowledge it. Look at how mad they got at Michelle Obama when she acknowledged that. And it's like they just don't want to acknowledge the fact that this country was built on the backs of slavery, that Columbus came, took over what was here and declared it mine, aka manifest destiny. I see it, therefore it's mine. So, to answer your question, it is systemic racism. The long and the short to a lot of the questions we may ask ourselves today, it's going to be systemic racism. Because we still have redlining. So before I talk about redlining, do people know what redlining is? If you don't, I will explain it. And I feel like now we're having a panel. But hey, it is what it is. I'm taking this advantage of having a large audience to do some education. Throw a prime to your Twitcher if you would like, because I have no shame and I have bills to pay. All right, so redlining is basically when someone literally takes a map and red lines around areas of the city. And so Breeny Green in Chicago would be that. And also, thank you, Danny. Yes, a panel, I say, Brian. Also, that reminds me, I need to bug you about FlameCon before I forget. So you said panel, you said the magic word. Brian and I have an ongoing joke about how he winds up on panels with me. Hold on, I'm still talking, Perp, about redlining. So those would be basically areas that you are illegally pushed into. So if people try to get a loan or it still happens today. Don't fool yourself. It still happens today. Let's say you go to a neighborhood and you see this house, you see an apartment or what have you, and you try to apply for it. And, oh, look, sorry, the apartment was already taken, or they'll take your application money and then call you an hour later. Oh, darn, someone beat you to it. But you can send a white couple in to go look at it, or a white person. And then suddenly, oh yes, it's free. It's available. We'd love to have you. Hey, Silverstone, how are you? And so things like that, where you are legally kept out of, places to live. Basically, this is how we have ghettoization of cities. Oh, thanks, Justin. Can I get some love in the chat for Justin, who also started Rainbow Arcade as well? And so those are the ways, or people are denied home loans, and it's legal, or illegal, I should say, but it is known that Black folks are denied home loans more often than not. We're denied small business loans. Black Wall Street was burned down. People were killed because there was a small area where Black folks were prospering, and oh no, we could not have that. So there are reasons why there are certain areas that are segmented the way they are. Chicago, for as much as people want to talk about they love Chicago, Chicago is one of the most segregated fucking cities in this country. And yes, I dropped the F-bomb, but hey, education does not come without pain. So those are the things in which we were kept to certain areas, and then now you'll even see, don't go here, it's dangerous, aka that's where the brown folks live, that's where the Black folks live. Anytime in San Francisco, people tell me, don't go to the Tenderloin, and I'm like, fuck are you worried about? It's a Tenderloin. There are people there, and they're cool, and they're chill, what have you. Yeah, somebody tries to sell me a CD, they try to sell me some weed, whatever. I'm not scared of other Black folks. And I saw we had a question in the chat. Oh, I forgot about gerrymandering too. I know I saw a question somewhere before we started going in on redlining. Okay, I've gone too far back because I missed the question. Brian, if you could be on feature chat duty, that would help a lot. Do you think younger generations today are less racist? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And the thing is, so let's talk about that. A lot of younger white people think they're not racist because they haven't put on a hood and they haven't burned a cross. But they feel a little too comfortable dropping the word nigger or variations thereof, or they go, but I've got a Black friend, or they go and get Black hairstyles, they get locks, they get fake braids, and they think because, or maybe they're dating a Black person, there's no way they can be racist. To be crass, you can be banging a Black person and still be real racist. Let's be very clear. This having an interracial relationship doesn't stop you being racist, and that actually will be a cover for a lot of people's racism. I've had some of the worst racist interactions from younger people. because people that don't live it and don't experience it treat racism as an intellectual exercise rather than a systemic problem. They treat it like, oh, but I never called anyone the N-word. I never told anyone they were less than human, or that was my parents, that's my grandparents, they can't help it. They're X years old. People can learn, people can change. Until you're dead, there's no excuse for you not to be able to learn something. In like, obviously, reasons aside. Right. Look, there's always people every year before GDC that get in their feelings about the Tenderloin. I mean, same for me, Matt. I have the whitest name on paper you've ever seen, my full name. And I am not above using my middle name for my first name if I need to. So, but absolutely not younger white people are not less racist. In fact, they're worse because the person in the White House is emboldening them to be publicly and virulently racist and proud of it. Oh yeah. Christina Ariel gets that too. Yeah. Interesting name there, Surprise. Hopefully you are just enjoying, hopefully you really like that meme. All right, so let me scroll back a little bit. Also let me turn off CC because I can't read that. Some white folks love to pull, I have a black friend, or feel it's just a black person at work who probably doesn't even know they exist. Absolutely correct, Springleaf. So Slothino said, I really don't like how privileged people can't understand that shifting the spotlight toward minorities is not some kind of segregation or othering against them, and that Black History Month is currently needed because the rest of the time, Black people's achievements in history is never brought up or acknowledged even. Also didn't know about redlining. Yes, so this is what I mean. We don't know about redlining because it's not taught in school. Yeah, Malkari. Leaf said, it's still happening. A few years ago, my parents were trying to buy a home and the realtor managing the property denied them even though they had the money. The owner of the company was horrified, especially because it meant lost money. Oh, we speak in facts every day. Oh, Jeff, people do that all the time. People do it, and like Leaf said earlier, is that there'll be a lot of people who go, I have a black friend. There'll be some person at work that may be an admin or in their department that does not know they literally exist. And they go, but I work with black people. And it's like, do you know their name? Have you gone out? So that's when you have to go, well, what is their name? When was the last time they were at your house? Have you brought them for dinner? And you'll see that oh shit moment happen because they realize that the shield that they wanted to use in the form of a black colleague has cracked. May I ask what your parents' generation is, Golden Pelts? Because a lot of people, and so that's the other thing, when people go, I don't see color, and I'm like, so that means you don't see the struggles I've had as a black person in this country, as a black woman in this country, as a black female queer person in this country. That means it doesn't matter to you because, again, if we actually, again, had equality, it wouldn't fucking matter. And yes, I know I keep swearing. Sorry, Dylan, if you're watching, but it is what it is. Because this is not a topic I can just be very meek and PG-13 on. And so I had someone tell me that I don't see color, but they also grew up overseas. They still didn't know much about diversity because they're white. They may be ethnically Finnish or something else, but they're still white. and they live in a very wide area of a large metropolitan area. So to say, I don't see color when you don't surround yourself with other people means you just don't. Oh, thank you, Brian. That name, though. So, Perp, you're asking a lot of questions. I want to make sure other people do get a chance to ask questions as well. Hey, Trill. I think you followed last night. Why people should use their privilege. They should be aware of their privilege and use it, but not talk over other folks. So, an example of Joaquin Phoenix last night accepting a BAFTA, or this morning, whatever time it was in the US. Be aware of your privilege and use it, but don't overtalk Black people. Don't white knight for us. Because if you want to be proactive and speak up for someone, ask first. Thank you for all these follows. Momo, Kiko, Ivan. Okay, so I'm a Gen Xer. That's really, is that still, I think being in their 60s makes them a boomer. I don't think Gen Xers are in their 60s. Oh, hello, Commander Ricky. How are you? I like how you did that, Brian. I see what you did there. Welcome from South Africa. How are you, Commander Ricky? I mean, it's a swear-worthy topic, but also there are guidelines for being on the front page. I would like to be aware of those and mind them. If you want to read about some weapon-grade nonsense, read about Africaville in Halifax. 150 years of systemic and environmental racism, followed by Halifax bulldozing the community for urban renewal in the 60s. They finally got a half-ass apology and restitution in 2010. Hey Siri, what year does Generation X start?
It happened from 1965 to 1979.
Oh wow, never mind, I recant what I said. I thought Gen X was much sooner. I am on the cusp of Gen X then. Huh. Interesting. Right, Jeff. I saw King in the Wilderness last year. There was a part in the documentary where King talked about he and the SCLC weren't ready for the backlash they received in Chicago while working on desegregating housing there. He said in some ways segregation in the North was worse than in the South. Interesting. That's interesting. There is a 2-minute cooldown on the BHM command, by the way, and it's giving 2 because I put a space in it, which actually works out a lot better. Hey, we're doing well, Sharif. We're talking about Black History Month. We've gotten on redlining. And Sharif also is on Rivals Waterdeep with me, speaking of Black folks. Sorry, all this talking, I actually need water. Sorry, I thought boomers were still into the 60s. So, yeah, I'm sure, Commander Ricky, because apartheid didn't end until... Yeah, I realize that now, born in the 60s. I thought you meant they were in their 60s. Okay, so I'm going to stop you right now, Perp. We're not going to have the have you been, I can't be a racist if you haven't been here. We're not doing that. End of. So, if someone pushes back, a Black person pushes back on you and say that you can't be racist because of where you live, you saying that, let's not. We're not doing that here. Glad you came and you're getting educated, but you are new here. And the Black folks in the chat and anywhere else, we know what racism is. So that's not a conversation we're going to have today. But it does make me think about something I did at Ord Camp, because we we talked about, I did a session along with Mary Robinette Cole and Anita Sarkeesian about words mean things. Because people throw around words without thinking about it very easily. And they say things like, oh, that's so hood, that's so ghetto. And they don't think about the fact that there is a lot of weight tied to those words. And we got on a tangent about ghetto and the etymology of it, and redlining came up. And yeah, Alphonse, I was wrong about when Gen X and Boomer start, because I thought they were in their 60s, not born in the 60s. So yeah, that was my fault. Because I'll be 47 and I'm a Gen Xer, but I'm on the other side of Gen X, like toward the end of it. And for whatever reason, we got real stuck on ghetto. And someone brought up the etymology of it, and someone else was like, but what about historical use of it? And if you're talking about like the Jewish ghettos of areas and things like that. And it was just like, and finally I was like, if somebody is misusing the word ghetto or they're saying something is ghetto, etc., nobody's thinking about the fucking etymology of that word. There is a very defined thought that comes to mind when someone hears the word ghettos. And then I had to explain that, because Samus was in the room, that Samus and I, as two black folks in here, if we're like, oh girl, that's so ghetto, you know how that is? Versus white person in the room saying, oh, that's so ghetto. There's a definite difference in me with another black person saying something's ghetto and a white person curling up their lip and saying something's ghetto. No worries, Justin. Thank you. All right, I've totally lost track of the chat, by the way. And thank you, Ben, for that reminder. Oh, wow, I'm really far back in the chat. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on chat. I got lost. Wow, I've missed a lot of chat. So sorry. Thank you for that, Bunny. I missed whatever it was. Well, Pizza, you may not have heard it. I know what I've heard growing up. And I've heard a lot of things. So a lot of people use ratchet. A lot of people will use ghetto. And granted, I don't really like Tyler, the Creator. But he talked about how he felt like urban was another way to say the N-word, which that was an interesting take. I don't know how I feel about it, but in his post Grammy win, he was doing an interview and someone posted a clip of it. But there's coded language as well. And that's fine, Blushing Crafter, but not everyone has that much sense. You know, again, let's remember, experiences are individual. So, while Pizza Patriot may not have heard people use ghetto in that way, I certainly have. Hey, Pleasant. I thought you were already here. How are you? I know you're sneaking in from work, too. So, how are you? And, you know, and people look down on ratchet. Oh, we can talk about this. So you're so articulate because that has happened. You speak so well. It's like, I'm college educated. What do you think I'm going to sound like? But then we can talk about code switching, and we can just keep going because we still got over an hour on the front page, and I want to have a good conversation. Because I missed whatever fuckery happened, thankfully. Thank you, Bunny. So let me just catch up on chat in the bot, by the way. The situation, I'm going back because I'm really behind. So I'm really behind on chat. Hold on, sorry. And Perp, I want you to just take a minute. No one said be absolutely silent, but you're asking a lot of questions and you are pushing back against people's lived experience, which is why you got a timeout. Because Black folks in this chat, we know what racism is. And if you want to say that you're not racist, all right, but you can't go, well, I live here and I can't be racist. Those don't go together. Causality is not confirmation. So, so yeah, so if you come back, Perp, great. If not, oh well, have a good day. Be blessed. I will. So actually, can you highlight, if you can, because they've been timed out, Perp BMF's comment about not conducive to ask why people be quiet and not be part of the conversation? Because I want to talk about that. All right, no worries. Because I want to talk about that. And we'll talk about Dre's comment in a minute. But I want to talk about this because there's too many opportunities and too many times where white people are present, let's say Twitter, a Twitch chat, what have you, and instead of listening, they either go, well, I'm not a racist. I'm not one of those white people. How dare you say that I'm a racist? Or how dare you? I voted for Obama twice. I didn't vote for Trump. That's cool. That doesn't mean that racism doesn't still exist. It doesn't mean that where you live excludes you being racist. And the minute that, yeah, Cassid, how are you? Thank you. Yeah, I am today's featured streamer for Black History Month. So welcome on in, say hi. So keep in mind that one, you are shifting the focus on you by asking a lot of questions, and two, getting hostile about being asked to just be quiet and listen or not chime in so much is not a thing that is harmful to you, because white people are the assumed default. That's fine. That's fine, Brian. That is totally fine. Actually, can you put Dre's back up because I missed it? Right. Hey, Wadias, how are you? ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? So yeah, I'm trying to catch up on chat, by the way. That's fine. You don't have to worry about a moderated message. But, you know, anyone in the chat who's feeling like they're being persecuted, or we're saying that all white people are by default racist, here's the thing. We grew up in a racist society. We grew up in a very paternalistic capitalist society. We were indoctrinated in whiteness as default from day one. So whether or not you realize it, just because you ain't put on a hood, you ain't burned a cross, you ain't called somebody out their name, doesn't mean that you do not benefit from the racist society we live in. You yourself may love everyone. You yourself may be horrified at the horrible racist shit that happens. However, you as a non-black person, non-person of color, don't get to determine what is and what is not racist. End of. And if for 2 minutes you can't, or I'm sorry, for 2 hours or however long we chat today, you can't sit and just listen and not interject and add whatever, then I can't help you. So that's where we are. So yeah, and also, by the way, I see the follows and stuff in the chat, but we just turned off the notifications. So Dre said something really good that I missed earlier, and I want to talk about it. Let's talk about can we also talk about how haphazardly non-black people throw around AAVE, use it wrongly in particular terms in our community that have been coined by queer folk. So, for those who don't know what AAV is African American Vernacular English, or basically, it was rather unkindly called Ebonics at first. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So I'm gonna be that person. Yes, we can talk about that too, Liz. Look at Aquafina, who made a killing off perpetuating Black culture and using AVE and mocking Black culture, and look where she is now. TV. I mean, yes, that's what it was called. I didn't like it, because when people go, oh, you speak so well, you're so educated, and I'm like, I have a degree. I speak the Queen's English too. If you'd like me to speak the Queen's English very well and eloquently and eruditely, I can do so. So you're now ban evading, and you were only timed out for 10 minutes. So if you want to play the game, so we're not dealing with this. So if you want to ban evade, we can deal with this. You can get a ban for good. And we're not going to play with you, because we're not going to play with our food on the front page. When that hour's up, though, we're going to talk about you, because that's not how racism works. If someone could be kind enough to find me the Webster Dictionary definition of racism and put it in the chat for our banned friend, because they can still read the chat, they just can't say anything. And if you would like to keep using names and say Black and perp and whatever, be smart enough to actually not use the same username, because we can read. We're smart. That college degree comes in handy. So anyway, back to what we were talking about, which is actually important. Bye, Bunny. Thank you so much. Well, they're banned and their original username is banned. So if they can't act right and they can't sit in the room and act like a big kid, then this is not a democracy, just so you all are aware. This is not a democracy. Nobody gets to be here unless I say so. So if you want to come in and act that way and show that we can't have nice things and we have to turn on follower only for an hour for 10 minutes, you can just... Yeah, so any new username, we just gonna be giving a side eye until they talk, because I'm not gonna do this. But yes. Brian, what are you doing? I mean, that too. I mean, you're welcome. And sorry if anyone thinks I'm being hostile. We've already had our share of the, oh my God, you're mean to white people moment. We gonna stop. We just not gonna do it today. Hey, Twisted, how are you? So I'm trying to be nice and not have follower only mode on, but we will have to turn it on. I will turn the stream around. It's okay, Brian. It's all good. Thank you for doing that. What do you think about super standard English and nerd culture? But I mean, anyone new, where if I'm like, where'd you come from? Kupo, how are you? Thank you for your resub. Sorry, I've turned off notifications because there were too many. I'm not sure what do you mean by that. Can you expand a little bit? Impact RPG? As in, what do you mean super standard English and nerd culture? As in, you mean speaking quote unquote proper English? Because nerd culture has its own slang too, so I want to be sure I understand exactly what you're asking. Also, can I get a shout out for Pleasantly Twisted as well? No, that's fine. I'm not. I wanna be sure I understand your question before I start answering. Yeah, I mean we're front page, so it's gonna happen. So I'm trying to keep up with chat. So if I lose chat and I lose my thought, I've looked away for a second. Thank you for the gift sub, Dre. Oh, well, thank you, Chiller. Hello, Ash. How are you? Yes. So let's talk about the definition of racism, and then we're going to go back to Liz's comment about digital blackface, because I did write a post about it at some point, or shared a post about it, because I'd never thought about it until someone did a very long and good article about, is a digital blackface to only use black GIFs and use AAVE, etc., about in response to things like, you know, people using Yas Queen and stuff like that, or On Fleek. Yes, there is the definition of racism. We're here, we're having a good conversation. We started the stream with me doing makeup. It's all good, Koopa. I know life is wild. So yeah, we will take a break once front time page is over. Hey Glenn, how are you? Thank you. It is Mac Lip Lacquer. Hey Malik, how are you? We have seamlessly moved from makeup to racism. I'm talented, what can I say? Hey Wish Tree, how are you? How's everyone doing? So yeah. But yes, because we had someone basically decide to ban Evade, or time out Evade, not even a ban because they weren't banned yet, and come in with a username and claim that what we did was racist, by timing them out, not even banning them, they just got a timeout, we're gonna go there today. So I knew this was a chance doing this on front page. So we ain't gonna do this today. This is not what we doing. Because let's be real. And let's talk about it, because there are people, I've seen people today mad on Twitter about block lists, about being blocked on Twitter. How dare you block me on Twitter and you're taking my voice away. And this is my right. Let's be real clear. The First Amendment does not apply to a Twitch chat. It is the government oppressing your right to say what you want. Hey Christian, how are you? I get some love in the chat for Christian something. So yeah. Not even illegal, but well, remember there was the dude that was that tried to file against, what was the RuneScape or whatever, that they violated his First Amendment rights because muting him for being an asshole. Oh, okay, no worries. Sorry, I'm just making a face of some of the usernames because you never know. But like in the course of a day. Thank you, Zinto. Yep. And, you know, people act like, oh no. Everyone or ever been. Thank you, Arvor. Oh, they can argue whatever they want. Because here's the thing, and this is where we can kind of get back on track, because we wandered really far. And also, what Gemini Pearl said, the dictionary version is used to bludgeon people over the head. It's fine, Star Wheeler. It's all good. I know this is prime work time for a lot of people. It's lunchtime for our East Coast friends, and now for Central Standard friends. See, this is why I don't fucking deal with Reddit. Oh, thank you for the gift sub, Alphonse. Um, not sure I agree with that. I mean, Outcasted, I've been here for years. And yes, there are people that are rampant with casual racism. And oh, nice, Aaron. I'm not always on at this time. Usually I'm on a little earlier. But again, I started a little early, but I wanted to put the face on. And I know we wandered a lot and I want to talk about Black history and other things. I just don't, Silverstone, I don't deal with Reddit mostly because I've had people share personal information from my Facebook account, and my Facebook is not private. Is not public, I should say. Welcome back, Ben. That's a great theory, Seth Thoreau. However, we live in reality. Cracker does not have the weight that other slurs do. Me calling a white person a cracker is not the same as them calling me a nigger. Let's be real. Hey, Taylor. Racism is alive, well, and thriving in this country. Let's be real. It is not just thriving, it is encouraged by the people in charge of this country, and yeah, I said it. So, I'm actually worried about going to Canada and being let back in the country because I'm brown. Because they're rounding up citizens. They're putting children in cages. So racism, you can say we should stop it. We should have stopped that shit before they started buying my ancestors and selling them. And going, and everyone trying to pull the reverse racism card, it does not exist. Thank you for the history lesson, but I also knew that. But also, me calling white person a cracker don't mean shit. Nobody's been hung from a tree after being called a cracker. Nobody's been beaten within an inch of their life for being called a cracker, mayo, any of that. My ancestors, I'm 46. I remember people hanging effigies in trees on the south side of this very city I live in. So we can say, stop racism all we want. That ain't gonna make it happen. You know what stop racism? People stopped acting like Black History Month is racism, is reverse racism. How dare you give those darkies one whole month for 2 hours for one person a day? How dare you do that? That's reverse racism. When's my time? From people that don't even stream and they're mad that Black History Month is being celebrated on Twitch. Yes, you're not, okay, so Sethero, you're not telling anyone anything they did not already know. So, and also, let the folks with mod swords deal with this, or me, because I am one click away from the bot. That too. Chat is moving really fast. Sham or mod, because I know Sham turned it on earlier. Can we get a 10-second slow mode, please, as well? Also, let's try not to use crazy in that sense as well. Okay, I get it, but also, Black person that grew up in the US, all of this is not news to me. I mean, a lot of people don't know that the word officer, Brian, that's 10 minutes slow mode, not 10-second. People won't be able to talk for 10 minutes. Do you want to do that? No, you didn't. You turned on 10-minute slow mode. issues, but it's like, also remember, there's a lot of folks in this chat that also have things. I mean, and there's stuff that I don't know either. So, but also let's just come back here, Brian. But I was starting to get to, a lot of people don't know the word officer came from overseer, the overseers that had to go chase slaves. And for everybody's like, oh, racism should stop. Let's not forget last year we had a case of a man literally walked down the street with a noose and a fucking rope around his neck by 2 officers on horseback like he was a slave they caught. You know what he did? It was the most misdemeanor ass crime he had ever made. Oh yes. Hey Pika, how are you? That's okay, because I'm cussing a lot. I adore you too, Pika. Can I get some love in the chat for Pika? Oh yes, that was in the news. The picture of this black dude between 2 white dudes on horseback. Who the fuck is still riding a horse in this day and age as a police officer? Hey Gio, how are you? Ooh, my own stream froze in a very unflattering way. And we also are in 10-second slow mode because people, and again, we turned off notifications because notifications were going wild. Thank you, Ben. I'm talking about here in the US, Commander Ricky. That is an etymology that I learned. So yeah. Hey, Mandy. We're not on 10-minute every few minutes. It's back down to 10 seconds. It's 10-second slow mode. I mean, you know what I mean. And at the end of that hour, we'll be done with front page. We can keep talking. I don't know what our numbers will look like once we're done with our front page stint. But yeah, I mean, we have cops on horses, but realistically, no cop should be walking down the street or on a horse with a black dude with a fucking rope around his neck like he has caught a runaway slave. But that just happened in 2019. So, all right, bye, JA. Have a good one. I mean, Black Lives Matter shouldn't have had to be a thing. We shouldn't have been living through weeks and months and years of seeing black people murdered week after week, more and more people becoming hashtags. We started talking about the history about Black History Month and then we got into redlining Pika. Thank you all for the follows. Welcome on in. Sorry I don't have alerts on, partially because some usernames have been a little suspect. Also because the alerts were driving us wild with noise. I like the noise of my alerts normally, but back to back to back to back. And that's cool. And that's what you should be doing, Norm. I got a DM question about why people should do during Black History Month. Take this opportunity to learn the history you were not taught. Follow, but don't creepily ask for emotional labor from Black people. Support Black creators, but not just during Black History Month. This is something you should do all the time. Again, the energy people got for these 29 days, y'all should have every year, not just for the people who get front page, but you should have this energy for Black creators all the time until we get to a point where it doesn't fucking matter. The whole, oh, well, it shouldn't matter. And if you're good, people will follow. I like to think that I'm an excellent writer and everything else. Our D&D show is amazing and all the things that we do, but we don't have the same pull as white people doing literally the same thing. And in some cases it's you're new, maybe you're still learning the ropes, what have you, but people always want to pull up meritocracy and it's about talent and they always act like quality. And diversity can never go hand in hand. That if you get diversity, if you care about diversity, then somehow you've thrown quality out the window. Not understanding, Victor, unless you're trying to make a point that I'm missing. Melanated, if you can copy it into a message, then feel free. I mean, we got to do the work too, and we can have the other conversation about all skin folk and kinfolk, which is normally an in-the-house discussion, but we can have it here with all of these lovely people watching. But during Black History Month, it's talk about people beside the ones everybody learns. You know, I can go to my grave never hearing about Dr. King again, especially the sanitized version we get on his birthday and during Black History Month. Same with Rosa Parks, same with everything else. Hey Dimples, how are you? So Melanated, if you can either, if you find a link, let a mod know and they can permit you, or if there's a way to copy it into the chat. Hey Taylor. Right. Hey Kim, how are you? Sorry I missed you coming in earlier. Chat has been a little wild. Yay. Ooh, what you cooking? I want some. So, you know, let's talk about the whole, oh, Sharif, thank you so much. Thank you. That is so kind of you, Sharif. Thank you. Hey, we're getting back to 300 someday. Well, if you have a link, let us know, and then a mod can permit you to share the link. Yes, Google Calendar, I'm aware. Ooh, that sounds so good, because I'm gonna eat after this stream. I'll probably be on to maybe 1:32, because I've actually got a lot of work to do. Hey, Nolly. So, a lot of people will get into this cycle of, but if I hire for diversity, clearly I cannot have quality, because again, it comes back to assuming white as default. And if we assume white is default, then everyone else is not as good. And I'm sure I'm making them today because they're very labor intensive. And I also had to make sure I had enough cooking oil for them. I know Malvin has talked about baking them in the oven, but I also didn't feel like turning on the oven. So post-stream noms are going to be salmon croquettes. So a fun, lighthearted topic in the chat. Have you had a salmon croquette, or do you call it a salmon patty or a salmon cake? And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, let me know. Yeah, I got everything to make croquettes the other day, and then I realized I forgot eggs, and then I had a busy weekend. So, slight, lighthearted switch of topic. The salmon discourse. We can have a little salmon discourse. So, Victor, also you're using bits to ask questions. You can just ask a question. Mina, thank you for your resub. Sorry, I don't have alerts on since we're on front page. So it's not about disingenuous. It's about acknowledging that systemically, I have Omega, that Black people of color, have been at a disadvantage because of systemic racism. And when we're talking about these things, the question was asked to me in a DM, because I didn't want to put it in the chat, of how can we support people during Black History Month? And so what I'm saying is, during Black History Month specifically, or in other areas, or continuing that for the continuing that on. Yeah, that username, I think we're gonna have to just call that a nope. So if a mod could take care of that, please, I'd be greatly appreciative. Because that username ain't it. We ain't doing that today. And this is why we can't have nice things, y'all. Big Cheese Kid, how are you? Can I get some love in the chat for Big Cheese Kid, who is amazing, who is all about the Ring Fit and Tetris. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, I wanted to have a little lighthearted topic for a minute because we're getting serious. We still got 40 minutes on front page. How are you, Big Cheese Kid? Lovely, lovely human. Please give him a shout out. Yeah, there's some usernames where you just see it and you're like, we not even going there. We not even going there. I've never made shrimp croquettes. But getting back to Black history and other stuff, we can't make it's not a disingenuous argument. It's replying to a question. Someone please follow so we can get that username off of there. I can't answer that for you, Witch Tree. I'm not gonna tell you ain't black. So Omega, there's a carousel, but this is a very intentional for Black History Month. They picked 29 streamers to give a 2-hour slot during their usual stream time. Hey Faye, how are you? Hey Val. Wait, Val? What happened? I know you were here before. Did Twitch unfollow for you? So yes, I'm also looking I'm making a face at the cocaine abuser. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. I was like, wait, what's happening? It is one streamer day. The link that Brian just put in the chat is who is streaming each day. Pleasantly Twisted is going to be on front page on the 15th, I believe. Thank you. I was just like, wait, where did you go? Luge, how are you going, sir? Thank you. Well, thank you. Yeah, so actually let me look at, because I know Pleasantly Twisted is going to be on there. Big Cheese Kit, did you get a slot? Hopefully. Sorry, chat is moving really fast. I mean, that's the hard part when you're mixed though, Wish Tree, but it is not up to me. If you tell me that you are black, then you're black. I can't. That's not my place, and it's not their place either. Oh, that sucks, Big Cheese Kit. Thank you so much. Welcome back, and thank you, Sharif. We're creeping up. We're about at 260 something. And someday, if we ever get to 600 sub points, we'll get a new emote slot. Oh, hello, Echo. No worries. I'm not sure if you're looking for recommendations, but there's a couple other. Hey, Sergeant. There's a couple other streamers who are mixed who are awesome. Imperial, who's on now, does streaming, some gaming. And then Frisk, who is awesome. It's like that. So, yeah. Can someone ban this Echo person? Thank you. Yeah, you can go too. Oh, someone already beat them. Beat me to it. Nope. Goodbye. So we're going back to follower only mode for 10 minutes. So yeah. Oh, thank you. Someone beat me to it. So yeah. And we're going to do slow mode for 20 seconds. And here's the thing. Those people yeah. So we are an accepting, awesome community. Yeah, so things that are... So, yeah, we're not going to even play with y'all. Because here's the thing. I'm 46. You ain't said shit that I had never heard before. People have come in, they've called me a porch monkey, every variation of nigger, everything else. So you ain't told me shit that I ain't heard before. You may just want to refresh, Sergeant. So, Genoa, do you think it's possible to someone being rehabilitated from racist extremists? They could be. There are people who claim that they have been, that they've changed their thoughts. Unfortunately, we're getting a lot of people who voted for Trump are getting a lot of press claiming they changed their mind and they're not a racist anymore. Banish racism? Protocol can probably get a full ban. Sham. Oh no, they don't get a ban. They just asked a question. No, because it's illegal. That is illegal. No, you don't have to ban them. Just give them a little timeout. Because it's Black History Month, not Native American History Month. But it's illegal to do that. So that's a real easy answer. That's a real easy answer. Exactly. No, that's fine. And, in your small village, that is probably true. So, Sergeant, the thing is, it is literally illegal to hire or fire on the basis of race. And Ben can speak to that more authoritatively than I can. We're not saying, hey, I'm black and you black, I'm gonna hire you. So, I mean, we can keep talking about salmon. Y'all can keep talking about it. But here's the thing. I can't walk into a job interview if I'm the hiring manager and go, I only want to hire a black person. I cannot legally do that. That may be what people want to do, or they may want to go, I'm only going to hire a white person because or they know that they want to hire a set person, but legally they've got to post the job, they've got to do whatever. But I cannot, nor can anyone else, hire or fire based on race. Welcome back, Leaf. So, but we also can't ignore the fact that a lot of jobs... Yes, Preacher, that is the whole point. That it's scummy. Pattern matching or hiring your buddy that you went to college with and you know him, even if he's not qualified, people do that too. So, Thatch, I'm going to ask you a question. Are you from the US? Yes, I know it happens. It's illegal, but that doesn't mean people get caught doing it. So we're going to stop that username right there. Because I can tell someone using the name Gorilla, I can see where that's going. We just gonna pre-ban that name right there because we can tell where that's gonna go. So 10K days, and everyone that keeps getting stuck on this. On paper, even though we know it happens. I'm trying not to get really angry because it feels like this is now becoming a circular loop. But college isn't hiring for a job. I used to work in undergraduate admission. Are they? Look. All right. So I'm trusting you, Pika. After people came in and called me, said I had dirty black hands. So sorry about that, Gorilla. Just front page has made me a little bit more vigilant than usual. Oh boy. Oh yeah, they said get my dirty black hands off the keyboard. Jeez, you trying to get fucked up in this piece. So Gorilla, please come in and say hi. And we do have 10-minute follower mode on because we've already had fuckery. Hey Amara, how are you? They stretched so far. And in the end. And that's great. And you know what? We're going to get away from this because now we're just going in a circle. I've been a hiring manager. I've been in interviews. Thanks, Amara. And this may be foolish. We're going to leave it on follower only chat, but turn off the 10 minutes so people can talk. And we can just hit the ban hammer. Well, there we go. Thank you, Magic Heart. Hi, Hidden Citizen. I think we have chatted on Twitter before. Hi, Nicodemus. Okay, cool for you, Firm. Then why are you here? Yes, chat is moving fast. We are front page. No, that's not the same thing at all, and that is a stereotype 10K days. Wow. So it's like that today. Hey, Lita. Hi, Brandon. Brandon, do you want to be a mod for a while? Because people are wild out here in the streets. Hey there, Grandma. Welcome back. It is, but you know what? My mod, my page. What am I disagreeing with? That your... So we already used Black History Month. There you go. There's a history of Black History Month. Someone... Hey, burst of hope. Oh, exactly. So we... Yes, I said that earlier, Lieutenant Dan. I can't help you. I'm not... Yep, that person gets a ban. So we're back to 10-minute follower only mode. We can't have nice things. Back to salmon croquettes. Wow, all the racism is coming out, y'all. Okay, follower only chat is on 30 minutes because y'all don't know how to act. And by 30 minutes, within 30 minutes, we'll be off the front page. And it's normally not like this, Palpatine. So all of you all following to start shit, I will get you a hand massage when you're here in Chicago. So for the last half hour, what do we want to talk about? There you go. How are you? So King of Pizza 69 was already banned, so you can ban them again. I don't know how they're back here. They were able to follow again. So they won't be able to talk for 30 minutes anyway. So that King of Pizza that just followed, they can go. Because, yeah, it's been a day. So, yeah, the thing is, they're going to have to wait 30 minutes. And I see that our attempt by our stalker, that one little sad ass attempt to pop up. Nah. Interesting. They shouldn't have been able to refollow. So that's something that you can take to Worksham. That someone who's banned is still able to refollow. They should not be able to. Gio, thank you for the donation. Favorite black character? Hey there, Grandma. Can I remove a follower? What do you mean? And hi there, Grandma. What do you mean? Can you remove a follower from your list of followers? Oh, and thanks for the sub, Brandon. I totally missed it. See, this person keeps coming up and they were banned already. So that, I don't know what's broken. Because I thought they were already banned. It's the same username. They're able to follow again. Apparently they can still follow. Oh, Black Hair and Gaming, we can be here another 5 hours. Which is a dumb fucking thing. You shouldn't be able to follow after being banned. That shouldn't be a thing. One of my mods is a Twitch staff member. If you see someone with a wrench, I mean, that too, Cheese and I have had many conversations about this because we both had stalkers. Look, there are folks that want to act an entire ass. Yes, but let's try not to use insane that way or crazy. You're welcome, Nicodemus. I'm wrench bonk. So why did you ding? So Black Hair and Games, we can talk about that. Because here's the thing, you shouldn't be able to follow. Yes, we can talk about it. Probably. Or they used a number instead of a letter, so it got through. I don't know. But when I tried to ban them, it said they're already banned. So Ghost Recon, the newest Ghost Recon, there's braids in there. You could drive a fucking truck through the part in those braids. So people really want to wild out today. So that's what we dealing with today. And this is why. Oh, you're so welcome. You know, it makes me real happy to see somebody to see somebody out here doing it. So we've got 20 minutes while we're still on front page. And well, Tom Clancy's dead, but there are still things being made on his properties, and his son is very much alive. Yeah, Outer Worlds got it totally right. DJ Knight, when he saw that, it was like so beautiful. Thanks, Corsair. I don't have. Tom Clancy is dead. His son is quite alive, and they own the properties to make these. I thought he was dead. I could be wrong. I don't know. I met his son. His son is very nice. But yes, Outer Worlds did an amazing job with character creation. And my mods, I feel like I need to buy all of you drinks now, because this is a lot. This is so much. So thank you so much for being here today, because I could not have managed this without y'all. I love Outer Worlds. It doesn't work with my computer very well sometimes. Tom Clancy's son, yes. Yeah, his son lives, I got to meet him through someone else in the industry. And, you know, there are times where, like, I rarely get to see my hair in a game, at all, or I see the discrepancy between my moderators right now. Done or done well, it either looks broken or like yarn. Look, melanated look. Parvati's amazing. Well, also, or it's like the shaved down, as close as you can get. I have Elite Dangerous. I have not played it very well. So question for the chat. We'll have been on like 3 hours or so by the time we're done with front page. Do you want to play a game today? Do you want to just keep chatting? Do we want to go give someone a massive, massive raid and host when we're done? Because, I'm going to need some food and maybe an alcohol when we are off front page. Osu. I don't have any Osu. I've had it. I don't have any. And we can turn alerts back on. 1 whole alcohol. Yes, 1 whole alcohol. No, I have a lot of alcohol here. Because people keep giving me alcohol as a gift. I mean, we could play The Sims. I don't know if that many people want to watch. What kind of alcohol? So I've got actually Uncle Nearest, which is there. So another thing about Black history that I did not know is a slave taught Jack Daniels how to distill whiskey, and his ancestors now own a distillery and are finally making. Oh, thank you, Cheese Kit. Thank you so much. Are making their own brand, and so it's called Uncle Nearest because, as far as I know, that was his name. And I've got some Uncle Nearest, both the small batch and the regular Uncle Nearest. Is actually, it's off frame, but it's in the living room. I had to order it, Gio, and thank you for the donation as well. Yes, thank you. No. And thank you, Cheese, for the gifts. So I've got some Uncle Nearest small batch, regular Uncle Nearest. A friend sent me a whiskey you can only get in Atlanta. I've got some sweet tea vodka in the fridge that Danny gave. And some other whiskey. I've got a rye that I brought back from Canada. I've got some ice cider I brought back from my last trip to Montreal. I've got some clear liquor from Australia. It still has not evaporated somehow, and it's been 3 years since my trip to Australia. Uncle Nearest is good. It's very smooth. It's good. It's dangerous, Saibi, because I bring liquor and y'all don't want to drink it. Everybody tries to be good. I could bring the Uncle Nearest. Remember, I had the Uncle Nearest. Hey, Voldemort's twin. I know, but it's alcohol. It may not evaporate. And I've got some chocolate whiskey. Yes, I have tried that, and I love it. I've actually got a bottle I've been hoarding, but I'm about to go to Toronto, so I'm gonna get some more. Sweet tea vodka is amazing. So King's Distillery in Brooklyn sells it. And when I was visiting with Nora, I bought some. I bought a 5-pack of whiskey. One to use in brownies. And those brownies were lit as fuck. Let's just say that. I have another one. Ooh, pear and honey vodka. That sounds good. Oh yeah, sweet tea vodka is amazing. Yes, I made some brownies and put chocolate whiskey in them. I'll bring it, Sharif. Or if you get back out to New York, I'll try to get some. I'll be in New York in August. I have not. All right, so we're going to go back to 10-minute follower only mode. So people who followed and want to act right, y'all can talk in the chat now. Yes, so actually, did I post it? Did I put it on Patreon, or did I just share it somewhere else? But I know that I wrote it. I know that I shared it in my food channel in my Discord. Somebody asked about it, and I know I wrote it down. But basically, I just took Ghirardelli brownies, and what I did was I substituted the whiskey for the amount of water. Okay, if somebody can grab a link, that'd be great, because I know I wrote it down. So basically what I did is I substituted the amount of whiskey for the amount of water, and then as they were cooling, I took 2 shots and poured it over the brownies as they were cooling. So yeah. So that was what I did, because I can't bake from scratch. I ain't did that at all. There you go. It was a Twitter thread. I thought I wrote it more as a long post. So it was good, but it was funny as I could smell the whiskey anytime I cut them. Well, remember, until January 1st, I could not get special butter here where I live. I can't bake from scratch at all. Look, this stream ain't gonna be too much longer. It may be till 1:30 Chicago time, and then we gonna find somebody to give a massive host to, and then I'm gonna go eat. Or I may even order some food starting at 1:15. And mods, thank you again for being so vigilant. You can teach me how to bake, because I don't know how. No, I haven't had that. Actually, that'd be a fun baking stream. Yeah, because it's been a lot. I mean, I didn't know what to expect today with front page, but thank you all so much. Mod rhymes with God for a reason. Hey, Crovasaur, how are you? And thanks to all the regulars that are here and everyone who showed up even before we were front page. I appreciate you and everyone's generosity with mods. And I'm sorry, with bits and with subs and sub gifts. Oh, nice, Samara. Thank you, Leaf. That is super kind of you. One day we'll get back to 500 sub points. One day. So yeah, what do we want to finish up our front page time with? We have about 10 minutes left. We talked about a lot. We got real serious real quick. We talked about food. We talked about brownies. At some point, I'm gonna need a bio break. Thank you, Ben. My coffee is probably also very cold. Are there any particular types of black characters you'd like to see more of in media? Hey Karen, so good to see you. What I would like to see is black characters who get to fail. What I would like to see is black characters who, especially black women, who get to be happy and not just be there to support some dude. Black women who get to live through media. Heffertiti. We did not have that conversation, but we can. You're welcome, Sarius. Have a good day. I appreciate you. We did not have, yeah, I'm just like, And, Pika, if you are still here, yeah, suspect names are suspect, but also I did automatically just ban someone with gorilla in their name, so then it turned out they weren't terrible. So that's a thing. But Liz said, did I miss the conversation about black soul food being co-opted in high and dying? You have not. And there's actually a place here in Chicago, not far from me, that does that. It is run by two white dudes, and they very much do black fusion, black southern fusion, and it's a thing. Because all the stuff, like chitlins, which I won't eat, you can't make them anywhere I'm at. No, thank you. I mean, I want brownies, but I don't have anything to make them. And I don't have anything I can even eat on stream either. Which, with this many people, I would never eat on stream anyway. Because people. Hopefully I think my coffee's still cold. So again, apologies for people who've been following. We turned off notifications just because there were too many, both in good and bad ways. Oh, Guns for Fun can't be here. No, y'all can go right now. Because ain't no guns for fun in this house allowed, and not me as a black person living in Chicago. I mean, you could just go by. Oh yeah, people don't want to act like... Look. No, that's fine. I just almost laid down on my desk when I read Kim's post in the chat. Still wincing at the white couple who did an interview saying they were keeping these recipes and foods alive, are running a black southern food restaurant with 0 black chefs. Well, remember, lobster used to be trash food given to prisoners. All right, bye, High Tea. Thank you again for being here. I appreciate you. Can I get a shout out for High Tea? Also for Brian. Belle, do you still stream? I mean, cultural appropriation in the culinary world is nothing new. Oh, thanks, Cisco. Okay. Because here's the thing. Salmon croquettes, I got that from my grandmother. As long as some black family is teaching their kids and their grandkids how to cook, except for the auntie that don't want to give up whatever recipe, because... Well, I know, Kanji. We were talking about food and cultural appropriation and people. Because who was the woman that literally peeked in windows and learned how to make food and then came back and started selling, like, opened a restaurant acting like she discovered some shit? Wait, what? What? Hold on. Hold on. Fried bologna, she acted like she found it? Hold on. Fried bologna has been a staple. Wait, clean Chinese food? What the fuck does that mean? I beg the pardon? Hey, Dragon Gem. Ooh, cheese croquetas. But someone beside me remembers this white chick that found that, like, literally peeped in people's windows and learned how to make tortillas and street food, and then came back like she discovered it. Oh, I mean, we was some broke ass black folks, and fried bologna was a staple. I need to, Graham, you gotta keep going with this. You can't just, nanny the fuck. I need to understand this, and this is how we go out on front page talking about clean Chinese food. What the fuck? Ooh, jamon croquetas. Now I want some. I kind of want to see if I can order in. Hey, Jermaine. Oh, really? Don't you wish? Interesting. All right, 2-minute warning, then we'll be off the front page, and I'm going to go get a glass of wine. Whew, that was a lot. That was so much. That was so much. Wow. Wow, wow. Wow. Shit, I almost fried bologna. Oh, I wonder if I can get Cafe Iberico to deliver. I'm sorry, Mads. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I mean, now I want to kind of be like, I'm out. We're gonna throw somebody a host. Oh, the hair bonnets. Oh my God, I saw that. And then she acted like it was really doing something. I was like, you discovered bonnets. We're going to find out. I'm going to open a tab. Cafe Iberico delivery. Because we're about to be over front page, so... Oh, Cafe Iberico is downtown. I don't know if they'll deliver to me, even with Postmates. They're not open yet. Will they deliver to me and as Postmates? They are on Postmates, so maybe they will deliver. Hey, Malik. It is okay. Wow, $95 for a bonnet. I mean, I'll be out there in March for Emerald City Comic Con. All right, it's 1 o'clock. We're free of front page. No worries. Wow, $95. No worries. Thank you so much. Oh, patatas bravas. Where else is there? I don't spend $95 to get my hair done, let alone for a bonnet. We're gonna hang out for a couple more minutes and I'm gonna desperately get a needed bio break. Cause oh boy. Thank you, Disa. It ends at 11:01. It is 11:01 my time, or 1:01 my time. She created the bonnet? No, that was fugly. Thanks, Aaron. I will talk to you all soon. I'll see you next month. Set a sub goal to get the $100 bonnet. The sub goal to get a new emote slot is 600 points, and we are nowhere near that. Yay, emote. So we are at 278 sub points. So question, I need a bio break, but I also I need a break. I need a bio break. I'm gonna get some wine because I was not joking about that wine. Oh, thank you. So for TD, I'm actually on an actual play D&D show with Reef Jackson, who's in the chat. We are Sundays on the D&D channel, and if you're going to be at C2E2, we will be doing a live show there. Can a mod do exclamation rivals? So again, as much hair as I have, because when I'm standing, my hair hits the top of my ass. I don't spend $95 to get my hair done before a tip, but still, excuse me. So I like y'all. We've had a great conversation. It's been a great front page. But I need a bio break more than anything in the world right now. So we're going to throw up the BRB. There's a lot of people watching, or actually, hang out. I know there's a lot of people because front page. I don't know how long we'll be in the carousel. I'm not about to kick y'all out. I need to just get a bio break. So I'm going to run a ad break, hang out. If you're not a sub, you'll see it. It does help the channel. And if you're not a sub, if you are a sub, you won't see it. If you're not a sub and hang out, you will see it. So I'm going to run a 3-minute ad break, hang out. And yes, thank you, Sham. Y'all keep talking. I'm just going to throw up the BRB screen and get an ad break in. But don't go anywhere. But if I don't get up and go get a bio, it's going to be an accident. And nobody wants that. So don't go anywhere. We're going to keep chatting. We may even play some games. Or we'll find someone to give a massive host to. So hang out, hitting that BRB, and also the 3-minute ad break. Be back soon. Okay.